You are welcome back to African Colonization TV. I'm Biafra History. So in today's video, we'll go into the Ika community, the Ika from Umunede community. I will say those that is confused about their identity, those that is suffering from identity syndrome. In Nigeria, mostly this area of south of 18. Most of them don't really understand what it means by identity and what it means by roots, where you are coming from, and then the political identity. There is difference between political identity and the rooted identity. When talking about politics, those that rule you, but they are not your king, you are not rooted from them, then they just come in a way of kingship, or in a way of the way Nigeria is today, as a president of any tribe or of any national. So it can be ruling as the ruling is ruling the whole country. So you cannot claim to become a rooted somebody from so place. But what he is just a president that rules over everybody. And if you come to Benin Kingdom, those days Benin, they have been a very great empire those days. So they ruled a lot of kingdom under them. They ruled a lot of kingdom. So as they was ruling those kingdom, there are many people that they rule over, both the Igbo, both the Yorubas, both other tribe, both the Igalas, other tribe, they are under them. It does not mean that those people they are ruling, they are also in Benin. They are not, but they are king over many tribes then. Over many tribes during those days before the colonial masters now came. Then, and it's because of war. So whenever they goes to war, they fight and they defeat. Then the kingdom where they defeat, then the king will start ruling over them. In fact, a lot is happening as it is today. I would like you to listen to this, our brother. He explained a lot of things. This our brother here, you have seen, he explained a lot of things concerning this Ika of Umunede and the kings, the chiefs that is bearing Igbo name, speaking Igbo, cultural and everything. But at the end, you ask him, he will tell you that he's from Benin Kingdom. So in fact, he used to be a shocking something. It used to be a shocking. So I was about to watch, like, subscribe, and make sure you share it. We are coming back to explain more of this identity no identity syndrome that has really destroyed the people of the Igbo nation in the South.
Have you ever met a respected chief from Ika, precisely from Umunede, bearing powerful names like Chukwudi, Onyeka, Nnemeka, Obinna, Chiedu, or Ehiedu as they name locally, names that clearly speak Igbo? Yet, when you greet him in Igbo, he hesitates, he switches, he avoids it. This is not a random observation, it is a pattern. And today, we are here to talk about it fully. The identity crisis among some elders in Ika land. And this conversation may be uncomfortable, but it is very necessary.
My names are Chief Amos Onowa Onyabo. I am the Akinuwa of Umunede Kingdom. We are actually preparing for Igbo festival. This is a festival we celebrate annually, and as you can understand, Umunede people are from Benin, so Igbo is one of the festivals we celebrate almost every year.
Let me be clear, this is not an attack or disrespect to our elders. It is a call to clarity, because identity is not just what you claim, it is what you live with. And when there is a disconnect between name, culture, language, and way of life, questions are asked. Let's go to Umunede. You attend a traditional gathering or a cultural festival. The chiefs are seated, the red caps, the staff of office, the dignity, Then, names are announced. Chief Chukwuebuka, Chief Onyema, Chief Onyabo, Chief Ifanye. These are not just names. These are theological statements. These are statements of identity. In Igbo culture, names carry cosmology. Chukwuode means God exists. Nnemeka means Father has done well. These names are deeply rooted in Igbo expression and conversation. Names like Ashiedu, Ehiedu, or Chiedu, all meaning the same thing. These names are deeply rooted in Igbo expressions, but then conversations begin and the language shifts to their dialect, and suddenly you are no longer sure that they are expressing the Igbo identity. Ask them at that moment, are you Igbo? And they will clearly tell you no. Let's begin with history. According to Professor Elizabeth Isichei, one of the most respected historians of Igbo studies, the Igbo are not defined by political boundaries, but by a network of cultural and linguistic relationships that stretch across present-day southeastern and midwestern Nigeria. This is important. It means identity predates colonial maps. The British did not create ethnic groups. They only drew lines. Another scholar, Professor Adiele Afikpo, argued that Western Igbo communities, including those in present-day Delta State, share historical, linguistic, and cultural continuities with the larger Igbo civilization. So, when we talk about Ika, we are not guessing. We are standing on documented scholarship. As I always tell people, this is an intellectual platform, and we explore intellectual works to buttress our points. Now, even colonial records recognize this connection. The Delta State Traditional Council also recognized this. The anthropologist G.T. Basden, who studied Igbo society extensively, noted similarities in social structure, naming system, and belief systems across what is described as Igbo-speaking regions, extending even towards the western region of Nigeria. What does this mean? It means that the Ika people are not isolated. They are part of the broader historical continuum, from language patterns to kingship systems to ritual practices. The evidence is consistent. This is not sentiment. This is history. And history is usually incontrovertible. Now let's come back to language, because this is where the crisis becomes very visible. Language is not just a tool for communication. It is a container of memory. The philosopher Ngugi wa Thiong'o, though while writing about Africa broadly, once said that language carries culture, and culture carries the entire body of values by which we come to perceive ourselves. So what happens when a people gradually abandon their language? They begin to disconnect from their own memory. And when memory fades, identity becomes negotiable. This is where confusion begins. People now begin to choose their identity, something you are not meant to choose. Today, you will find young people in Ika land or from Ika who cannot speak Ika fluently, yet they bear Ika and Igbo names. You will find elders who understand Ika thoroughly, but choose not to use it publicly. It is imperative to understand and know that both the Ika language and all other dialects of the Igbo language, including Okwane and Enuane, Nsukka, Oba, and other dialects of the Igbo language, Ikwere, are all mutually intelligible. You will find elders who understand the language very well, but choose not to use it publicly. You will find ceremonies that mirror the Igbo traditions, yet avoid Igbo linguistic expressions. This creates a silent contradiction, and contradictions, when left unresolved, become identity crisis. This is the root of identity crisis in a land. Imagine a child asking, "Who are we?" and the answer is complicated or avoided. That child grows up without understanding, without proper grounding, without being culturally grounded. And in a globalized world, lack of identity is very dangerous, because identity gives confidence, it gives sense of belonging, it gives direction. When that is missing, people become vulnerable to external definitions. People now become defined by the way they are perceived by others. So, why does this happen? History gives us clue. Colonial restructuring, regional politics, post-Civil War tensions all contributed to identity shifts. In some cases, people distanced themselves from certain labels for survival or acceptance. But what may have started as strategy has now become a confusion. And the question is, should temporary decisions define permanent identity? I don't think so.
Where are you from? Are you in Nigeria?
I'm from Delta State. I'm from Nigeria.
Delta State. What part of Delta are you from? Eh?
Agbo.
So you are an Igbo girl, sir?
Eh?
You are an Igbo girl now?
No, Agbo girl.
Igbo now? You are Igbo girl. You dey hear Igbo now, she?
No, not all.
You know they hear Igbo, but you dey hear Igbo. And when they answer Igbo now, and you say you know be Igbo person. You dey whine me?
Yeah. I get what you like.
So if I say Bia now, you dey hear wetin be Bia. You know wetin be Bia? You know wetin?
You don't come out now. You won't come out.
If I say Bia, wetin be Bia?
Come.
Now, so you dey hear Igbo, they tell me say you no be Igbo person. If I was you, you go understand your roots. No be say you be Igbo person from Abo. Me, I be Igbo person from Anambra. You don't know before. Say you be Igbo. Tata Marvins.
Ma?
My fan say, I ask you something. Say, what's your real name? You're like,
Miracle.
Miracle. You don't get any traditional name, like native name.
Ebube.
So they answer, hey God, we don't suffer. So they answer Ebube, and he said, no, you are not Igbo, you are Abo. Hey, Ebube Chuku. Ebube Chuku. Hey, I don't die be that. Like, I don't die. I don't die. You are Igbo girl from Abo.
Please. Do this, so guys, please. Do this one for me. Where is my gift task? Guys,
Ebube, they shock me. Even me, say Ebube now. Ebube, you still believe say you be Igbo girl, you know be Igbo girl.
I don't believe.
Oh, you don't believe say you be Igbo girl. Ebu, Bia. You say you be Igbo girl, you don't believe say you be Igbo girl.
I don't believe.
Hey, nah. Say, when I remove me, we are there. Child. Why have you removed your sister self? When I remove me, child, I feel bad and I feel sorry for Abo people too.
Temporary decisions that were taken by elders for survival should not permanently decide their identity even unto the present day. To our highly respected chiefs and elders, this message is for you. It comes with respect. You are custodians of history. You are the bridge between the past and the future. But with that honor comes great responsibility. What narrative are you preserving? What narrative are you pushing? What identity are you passing down? Because titles carry authority, but culture carries truth with it. If your name speaks Igbo, if your traditions align with Igbo traditions, then there is nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be ashamed of than to embrace fully your Igbo identity. This video is not aimed at forcing labels or forcing people to become Igbo. We do not force people to become Igbo. Rather, it is about helping people to acknowledge connections. The Ika people are part of a wider cultural Igbo family. Recognizing that does not erase their uniqueness, it strengthens it. Unity does not mean uniformity. It means understanding where you stand in the larger picture or in the bigger story. Unity is not also the absence of disagreement. So, let's ask the real question now. Not with emotion, but with honesty. Who are we beyond politics? Who are we beyond fear? Who are we when we look at history, language, culture, and when we stand together? Who are we? Because identity is not something you run from. It is something you understand, embrace, and pass on to your children. If we lose language, we lose memory. If we lose memory, we lose ourselves. And if we lose ourselves, then what exactly are we protecting? The future is watching. The next generation is listening. What will they learn from us? If this message speaks to you directly as a person, share it. Let's have this honest and open conversation, respectfully and truthfully, because silence has never preserved identity. It only erases it. This is Enu Cultural Forum, where we promote the rich cultural heritage of the Igbo people. I'm inviting you to look through our channel. You will find many other interesting videos that will suit you. Watch them. Invite your family members to watch. Invite people to subscribe. Share our videos. If you're not yet a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so that when we put out videos, you will be among the first set of people to see the video. Once again, my name is Onwadenim Ngozi Chukwuka, Fortune Prince from Obuluku Kingdom. I will see you in my next videos. Bye!
Yes. You all have seen the way everything is going. This issue of I am Igbo, I'm not an Igbo. It's very, very shameful, and it baffles me once you see somebody comes out that's answering Ebube, Chukwebuka, Emeka, Chinedu, all those Igbo names. Very nice Igbo name, for that matter. Then you ask them, where did they come from? Are you Igbo? They will tell you, no, I'm not an Igbo man, or I'm not an Igbo. It is very, very shameful. And the problem here is from their father, is from the fathers of those children. It is from the people who think that they are doing their people good, not knowing that they are doing them bad. Any man who loses his identity loses his sense, and he loses everything about his life. But people don't understand. They don't understand. Although this generation, these days, everybody just bearing English name, but as an African person, there is a roots and there is a place where everybody is coming from. And those places you cannot go out, or you cannot uproot it just like that without doing the needful. Imagine the man who called himself a chief. Finally asked him, where do you come from? He said that he's from Benin. Although you will not blame him. You will not blame him, because some of them, they are politicians. Some of them, they don't read history. Some of them, they just, as those children is growing today, the same way they grew. So as time goes on, then their forefather or their father or their grandfather did not tell them the reason why they are Benin, or the reason why they now call them Benin, but not that they are Benin, but they are just calling them Benin because of this. You know, in those days, in fact, we are going to bring out a video that will clarify everything concerning this identity crisis that is covering the South, mostly the Igbo speaking people that live in South, these Ijaw people, Ikwere, some side of Bayelsa that speak Igbo, this Idemiri side, Okwane and the rest of them, those people that claim that they are not Igbo. On a very good day, we are coming up to teach people, those who understand the true foundation of this issue of I'm not an Igbo, I'm an Igbo, so that they will understand where they are coming from and they will understand their roots, because it is very, very necessary. Because these days, if you go to school, many schools these days, they are not teaching history, and the people that wrote those history that they are teaching, they did not even do it, write it in a very good way that people will understand where they are coming from. And everybody that is doing all those things today, they are doing it in the name of politics, so that let them divide Igbo more and more, so that they will not have power to organize themselves to stand and speak with one voice, because they see that unity, it is a very strong something that whenever a family that is fighting one day organize themselves and stand and they say enough is enough, they want to rule a nation, within 2 or 3 people they will rule if you are united. And the reason why you see Igbo, they are scattered over everywhere without understanding, or without giving them something like presidents, vice presidents, or without bringing them into the mainstream of power where they belong to, is because of this issue of the politicians all over everywhere. Once they come, they will tell you this one is Igbo, this one is not Igbo, so that they will deprive the people their rights, so that anybody that rises up to fight, they will tell you, what are you fighting for? Don't you know that you are not an Igbo? Or don't you know that you are this or you are that? But other tribe in Nigeria, like if you come to the Yorubas that is in Benin, that is in Benin Republic, they know that they are Yoruba and they know their brothers. The Yoruba that is in all those Western African countries, they know that they are Yoruba and they used to communicate and they understand yourself. But now look at you yourself that claimed you are Igbo, that just a river that divide you. Then to some people that float to the other side of the river and become national there, now coming back and claim that you are not an Igbo. It is very, very shameful. Very, very shameful. And the children these days, they need to go back to history. They need to go back to what is roots and what is political identity, because there is a difference between rooted identity and political identity. When they say political identity, is the people that ruled those days in those pre-colonial masters before the Britain came into Africa. Those days they were ruling as a king. And if you can recall, Benin has been a very great kingdom in those days. They conquer many territory, many kingdom, and put it into their own. And then once it is issue of festival, people used to meet the king that conquered them, and they showcase themselves to the king, because of, as it is the king that conquered them. So you must showcase yourself, you must present yourself to the king of Benin, telling him that look at what you want to do in your own side. But it does not mean that you are from the place. What it means that the king rules you. Then everything that you are doing, the king needs to know what you are doing. And that is the main reason why many people in Benin, or many people in Delta, or many people in this Ika, all those Delta side that speak Igbo, and even some Benin area that speak Igbo. That is what happened. Because of then, the king of Benin was the lord over every other kingdom in West Africa those days. So he rules many kingdoms those days, and he conquer many kingdoms. And he have soldiers that whenever they comes into your land, they will defeat you and start ruling over you, have power over you. But as time goes on, people now thought that now, as the king of Benin is now ruling them, meaning that they are now from Benin, but not knowing that their speech, their name, their culture, their everything is going directly to their foundation, which is the Igbo from the east, from the eastern side. All of them is Igbo. There is nothing like, there is no any bigger Igbo than others. Every of them is Igbo. There is no any small Igbo and there is no any big Igbo. Igbo is Igbo anywhere you found yourself. Both those that is across the river, both those that is but that is up, those that is beside this Benin, this Benue side, Kogi side, anywhere you find yourself and you speak Igbo, you are an Igbo. It does not mean the place, or it does not mean the state where they carve you into. All those states that you see they carve is being done by politics, just to use it to divide people and to rule over people. That is how it is. But after then, the people that they give power to rule, then after then they now deny their main origin and start claiming they don't know where they're coming from. Although they may not know, because their father or their forefather did not teach them how all those things happen, or the reason why they are royal to the Benin kingdom. That is why the South today, most of them, whoever you ask, they will tell you that they come from Benin, though they don't know the history why they are royal to the Benin kingdom of today's. So in fact, we are coming back to teach you another side of it, to give you the full details of this history, so that people understand where they are coming from and the reason why they need to know their roots, and the reason why they need to know the political side of their roots. I'll say thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and make sure you share it for everyone to see what is happening and what is going on in Biafra land. We say thank you for watching.